outside the state in order to attend trials and so on. So they've been using this very conveniently to stall the trials. So only the Delhi trials have begun because Delhi thankfully has a satellite uplink facility which allows the judge to contact and be in touch with the accused there. But otherwise, in all other states, the trials could not start because of this Article 268 which the Gujarat government was using. And in fact, when the special our lawyers have approached the Supreme Court for two things. One was that the trials in Gujarat could be vitiated, so they should be moved out. And secondly, for the clubbing of all cases, as I said, there are up to 50 cases against some people, against some young boys. The lawyer had argued that since it was being shown as a single conspiracy, that all of these were members of the Indian Mujahideen and that they were linked in one big single conspiracy, so these should be treated as one single case and the trials should be clubbed. However, the Supreme Court on the first case ruled that as of now they were not going to move the Gujarat trial out. However, in case in the future the accused felt that their trial was being they were being prejudiced against, then they have the option of moving to the Supreme Court again. And on the second question of clubbing of cases, the Supreme Court ruled that 268, it struck down on 268, saying that Gujarat could not use it as a pretext to not allow these accused to travel outside of the state to attend their trials, and it has asked for the setting up of special courts in all states. Now the Delhi trial, as I said, was already progressing well. In fact, when the framing of charges was to take place, the magistrate, the judge, Ms. Mann, threw out the charges against Mohammed Salman, this young boy who, on whose person they planted the fake passport. And Judge Mann said that there was nothing to prove that he was involved in a terrorist conspiracy along with the others, because the only evidence that the prosecution produced was the fake passport, the fake passport, and secondly, phone call details, phone call records of conversations between Mohammed Salman and Atif Amin. And the judge said, okay, they were talking to each other, but they were talking of perfectly normal things like food, Eid, and so on and so forth. So there is nothing to prove that there was a terrorist conspiracy happening there. So and this I think is a big boost to us, because in cases of terror-related trials, it is very difficult to get a discharge at the early stage, because usually the judges feel a great deal of pressure, because there is great media pressure on them and so on. So they would not like to discharge anybody at that early stage. However, we feel that it's a great a victory for us. I think I'll just end there because we're running out of time. There's just one image that I want to show you. Now this is an image, a photograph which appeared, these are the three boys, that's Saqib Nisar, that's Shakil, and that's Ziaur Rahman. Now when they were arrested by the special cell, Delhi Police Special Cell, they were taken away and kept in custody for days in the Special Cell office in Lodi Road. Now when they were brought before the court for the presentation, some of you may have seen in films or otherwise that usually when accused are brought into the courts, they are covered with a towel or a chadar or something, right? Now the Delhi police, in its wisdom, decided to cover their faces. The idea is that they should be anonymous, that nobody should be able to distinguish them from anybody else. But in its wisdom, the Delhi police decided that the best way in which to hide their faces was to use these Islamic scarves. So I think I'll just end there.